Okay, good morning out there, everybody. Um, Today, I gather it's still morning for you. It's 8 o'clock or 8 something here in California. So you East Coast folks, you're getting a better sleep time than I did. So good morning to everyone. This morning, I'm going to be talking with the general manager of Sandals Antigua. And of course, you see Pernell over there in the corner. He's always sneaking in on our webinars just to make sure everything is going on all right from the Sandals side. So this morning, we're going to be talking about Sandals Antigua. Now, I've never been to the Sandals in Antigua, but that's why the general manager, Matthew, who's here with us this morning, once again, thank you, Matthew, for joining us. He's going to do things to just pump you up and talk about stuff that's just going to it's going to make you want to come down to Antigua and enjoy yourself like you do at all the Sandals properties. Of course, he's already rubbed salt in my wound, letting me know what the weather is like out there. And after he finishes this interview, he's going back to his office, which is located on the beach. He'll be going back there to finish off his day. So good morning, Matthew.
Good morning, Fred, and good morning, everybody that's on the call this morning. Yes, you did leave out a very important part. Not will I be going back to the beach, where my office is, but also who's also in the room, Nadia, our director of sales, will be mixing a little bit of a cocktail as well. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Thank you.
We're broadcasting live from Sandals Grand Antigua on the beautiful island of Antigua and Barbuda, renowned for its beaches, 365 beaches, one for each day of the year. Some of the most beautiful beaches on this planet. And then, of course, the resort is nestled on the infamous, the infamous Dickinson Bay. At some point, I'm going to ask Pernell if it's possible. We might just turn the camera around, maybe at the tail end of the call. And you can actually see the view from the room that we're in at the moment. We're on the Mediterranean Village, the Mediterranean Ocean View Village, 180 suites and rooms, all ocean facing. The resort itself, absolutely beautiful. I'm a little biased. I have fallen in love with Antigua.
Yeah, I can understand that. And again, those are the type of things we're going to definitely do it towards the end, because I do want people to see part of the view that's there so they can come on down. But let me, before we get too far into things, let me ask a question about how, because one of the things I always describe to put people at ease about each one of the Sandals properties is the effort they go through to make sure safety protocols at the hotel are absolutely followed. So you want to talk a little about that? Because I know on the previous places, Sandals that I've done interviews at, they've really gone through a lot to make customers feel safe when they're there at the hotel.
Absolutely. You know, since we restarted back in February, sorry, in June 2020, we've become very well versed and very well practiced with maintaining the sensible protocols that we have in place. Everything from increased cleaning, and you know, there's an interesting factor to this and an interesting lesson learned, not only here in Antigua, but across all of our resorts. We were in actual fact practicing physical distancing even prior to the pandemic. Let's just talk about Antigua as a prime example. We're nestled #1 on 28 acres of land. So that in itself talks to plenty of space. We have 11 global gourmet dining restaurants, the majority of which are open air. So they are particularly well ventilated. And then, of course, by virtue of the tropical sunshine that we have here, the outdoor lifestyle can be really embraced. Of course, we have our Love Nest suites, and the backdrop that you have on your screen happens to have one of our rendezvous in it. So now, where couples want to come and stay together with themselves and spend time with themselves and not necessarily with groups of people, they want to maintain that distance. It's so easy to maintain it. We have extended cleaning protocols on the resort. We have hand sanitizer at all of our restaurants and outlets. And we have become particularly good at providing not only the fantastic luxury included experience and still maintain that now pre the the pandemic or post-pandemic, but also in a safe environment where people feel safe to travel.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that's always impressed me since this whole COVID thing happened, unfortunately. But that's one of the things that's impressed me about how Sandals, whether it's in Antigua or whether it's in Jamaica or Barbados, Sandals has really stepped up. That was one of the bragging points. I was at a presentation yesterday for the Jamaica Tourist Board, and that was one of the things that I made clear to several people that was sitting at the table, was how impressed I have been with how Sandals has handled this whole thing. And so whether you're going to Jamaica or especially now Antigua, you will see it's the same thing all over. They don't cut any, they do any shortcuts when it comes to you feeling safe and being on the particular island. You were telling me, saying something about your restaurants. You said you have 11 of them, and they're mostly outdoors. I love that. Tell us a little bit about the restaurants.
Where do I start and where do I finish? How long do you have? We have our global gourmet dining concept. We have everything from our dedicated sushi bar, soy, and we have our Kimonos restaurant, our Japanese restaurant, serving teppanyaki, which is the hibachi, where the chef serves in front of you. Then going from one side of the resort to the other side, we have our Barefoot by the Sea. Now, literally, it is on the beach. We encourage you to be just that, barefoot, serving local seafood delights. We have Mario's, our Italian restaurant. We have our pizzeria. We have Bayside restaurant. We have Eleanor's restaurant with Pan-Caribbean cuisine. We have OK Corral with Tex-Mex. The choices are endless. And once again, we have an abundance of restaurants with an abundance of restaurant seating. So none of our restaurants are ever crowded or packed. So you have that space around you. But at the same time, if we don't send you home with a couple of extra pounds around the waistline, we have not achieved our objectives.
And it's interesting you say that, is because as clients, I send clients down to the various Sandals properties. I always tell them to lose about 5 pounds before you get down there, because you're going to eat them right back on. So it's interesting that you mentioned that particular item.
Well, we can help because we also have a fully equipped fitness center with a fitness instructor. We have tennis courts. We have pickleball, which is very, very popular nowadays. So if you do want to work off a couple of the calories while you're here on a resort, and then of course we have our daily nature tours around the resort. So there's a labyrinth of pathways around the resort. So we get a lot of people power walking around the resort in the morning. And I know all they're doing is just burning off the calories to at some point put them back on later in the day.
Exactly.
Global gourmet dining restaurants.
Exactly. That you're exactly right. Can't wait to finish the walk so I can get back to the restaurants. And also, entertainment in the evening. What type of entertainment do you guys have in the evening there?
We have a myriad of local entertainment, including reggae bands. We have our carnival procession. Of course, carnival is Antigua. And it so happens that this year is the first time in, what is it now? Possibly 3 years that we are in actual fact be celebrating carnival, but we've been celebrating over the last couple of years our own carnival here on the resort. Steel pan bands. We also have karaoke nights. And every night typically ends up with a lot of festivities in our English pub, the Drunken Duck, with a DJ, lots of karaoke, lots of late nights. So our entertainment is a myriad of different forms of entertainment, anything from a saxophonist walking along the beach, all about romance at the end of the day. And then, of course, going on later into the evenings, an opportunity for people to shake a bit of a leg and get down and show those moves.
Now, you sound like a fun kind of guy, so let me ask you this. Have you participated in the karaoke?
I have, but I've had to take the day off the following day. No, we do often participate in a lot of the activities. I try not to set the example as it relates to dancing because I could do with some rhythm lessons, but yeah, the resort is all about romance, but then again, for two people in love, coming away, forgetting about the stresses of modern day life completely. We encourage people to take their watches off, put their device down for a while, sit back, relax, take out that book and read a good book, kick back, relax, and let your worries go.
And leave the laptops in the room, correct?
Well, I have been known to confiscate laptops if somebody spends too much time. No, I mean, in this day and age, people remain connected. Of course, our Wi-Fi is second to none, as people remain connected to the rest of the world, outside friends and family and loved ones.
Great. Now, tell me about the rooms. 'Cause that's what in my head when it's all said and done. After I've had all this fun and my stomach is full with food, where am I? What type of rooms am I laying my head down in?
We have a real cross section of rooms for every taste and expectations. We are just earlier on, we were referring to the beachfront rendezvous, which is in your frame. And then of course the plunge pool rendezvous. These are an example of our Love Nest suites where in your room, you have your own individual pool and patio. And as a couple, one can literally melt away and not know that you're part of a larger resort. We're sitting here on the Mediterranean Village. And at some point, I'm going to ask Pernell, should we do a little tour of the room? This is one of our at this point, Nadia is going to not come into the frame, but Nadia, our director of sales, is going to be talking on this particular room, because I know it comes from the heart. Nadia, over to you.
Morning, Fred. I know your viewers can't see me.
Good morning, Nadia.
Mediterranean Romeo. Good morning, Romeo and Juliet Love Nest Suite, which is butler service. Your mahogany pillars actually open up the path for you to have your own living room area. Jalousie doors open up to your private sanctuary. And here you have your king size 4-post bed, which is meticulously positioned that whilst you're laying in bed, you can view the sunset, the perfect sunset view from your room, your suite, and your balcony. So this is a little of the grounds of.
I just want to jump back into the frame, if I may. What we're looking at over here is, if you can see me in the frame, this is the Mediterranean Village in front of us. Over there is our main pool with our main swim-up bar. And then, of course, just a stone throw over that is the beach, Dickinson Bay, the beautiful white fluffy sand beach of Dickinson Bay. And then just over to our left over here, Nadi, we can see one of our highest room categories, which are the luxury villas. Love Nest Suites for two people in love with your own individual plunge pool. And then, of course, moving over to the right, the resort goes across to the Caribbean side of the resort, which is the original side of the resort. And in front of us here, we have our pizzeria and St. Mark's Square.
And
so beautiful views. And I have to say that as at last night at 6 p.m., the sun sets literally just over there. So one can sit up on one's balcony, a glass of wine, a glass of champagne, and enjoy the sunset. True, utter romance.
And people, unlike me, this is the actual view. This is not a backdrop. This is.
Yes, it is actual. On the beach, it's beautiful. The sand is white, soft and powdery, the cool trade winds blowing. And not only that, it's just baby laps of on the shore. The waves just come in and it's very inviting, and it's a beautiful day in Antigua, a long stretch of white sand beach, over a mile long, and it's just a peaceful environment. It's a beautiful place to be. And just imagine laying in your bed and actually having your butler attend to you. Green Italian marble adorns the way to your private sanctuary. His and her sing, your mosaic backdrop, your overhead a butler to attend to. Don't forget the butler pack.
Yeah,
let me turn you over to Pernell and our general manager.
Nadia,
what do you think of that?
I think it's fantastic. Hold on. Excuse me. I think it's fantastic. Let me say something also, because you mentioned it was butler service. Let me tell you about a personal experience with one of my clients in the butler service. She absolutely loved it. She has made up her mind that there's no way she's coming down to any Sandals properties without taking on the butler service. So think about that, people, as you're going down there. You can have the butler service at Antigua when you're there, and you will be pampered. So just think about that. But that was a beautiful tour of the beach. Like I said, yours is real, mine is a backdrop. So that fantastic.
That's right.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying you got that right. Yours is a picture, this is real.
Oh yeah, yeah, very much. And water sports. What type of water sports do you have down there?
Unlimited water sports. I mean, first of all, we have our Paddy 5-star dive center, where you can learn to dive. The Paddy diving courses, everything from open water right the way up to dive master. We have our full dive operation for certified divers, unlimited diving for certified divers. And I have to say, and in the picture that you have on your screen there, actually, the angle that you can see is in the right direction of where one of our most prolific reef structures are. So for certified divers, Antigua is most certainly a magnificent diving destination. The reefs and the underwater topography here is absolutely prolific. And then we have included in the luxury included experience, we have 3 snorkeling trips per day. We have sailing, we have kayaking, we have paddleboarding. So we have unlimited water sports, and it's all included in the luxury included experience.
Yeah, and you know, that's something too that I want everybody to understand. When Sandals says things are all inclusive, they do mean it's all inclusive. So when you get there, your drinks, your food, and we're talking about food in restaurants. We're not talking about going to a huge buffet somewhere. We're talking about sit down, really luxury restaurants. You've got, have you started the food trucks there yet?
Not yet.
Okay, well, you have everything from casual to sophisticated. So you have all those things there. And I see you have about 5 more minutes. So I'm going to start wrapping things up and asking if there's anything else you want to bring up. I'm suggesting, folks, that you give me a call at 916-594-9933, Fred at Excellence in Travel, and come and meet Matthew and Nadia and the rest of the crew, and just come down and enjoy yourself down there in Antigua. And Matthew and Nadia, I promise you, I'm going to find a way to get down there, get some time to come down, and maybe even join you on a karaoke night. Who knows?
Fred, I have to apologize on Nadia's behalf. She's already left us. She's hitting the beach already. She can't contain ourselves. And folks, we look forward to welcoming you personally here in Antigua. It's a fantastic opportunity for me to get online. You can see a face behind the name. And of course, when you come to Antigua, look me up. Cocktails are on me. I have been known to mix up a pretty good cocktail. But we really look forward to welcoming you to our beautiful island of Antigua and Barbuda. And I would like to perhaps finish up with just touching on the destination itself. Antigua is a top honeymoon destination. The island itself is absolutely pristine, beautiful. We often encourage people to go off resort and go around the island and look around. We have many tours and safaris, the majority of which the marine-based safaris for convenience actually depart from the beach just behind you, Fred, right from behind you. We have one of the tours that we have on offer, which is called the Power 360. It goes right the way around the island. And I must say, if you can find a more beautiful beach anywhere on the planet, let me know, because some of the beaches and some of the neighboring islands are just absolutely stunning. All the way down to English Harbor, Nelson's Dockyard, steeped in history. Absolutely stunning. So, ladies and gentlemen, come and join Nadia. Nadia's back. Okay, Nadia's back. She's going to pop into the screen very quickly just to say hi. This is Nadia, our Director of Sales and Marketing.
Hi, Nadia. Thank you very much for your help.
It's our pleasure. And we have team members here to steal your hearts away. So we can't wait to welcome you to a beautiful piece of paradise. And Fred, I must let you know, it's only 10 minutes from the airport. Vacation starts in 15 minutes after arriving in Antigua. And we have 6 freshwater pools on the most beautiful beach in Antigua. I can't wait. I'm taking the rest of the day off. I can't wait to head over to that beach. That white beach, every time I see the sand and I see the water and the hues of blue, it just mesmerizes me as an employee. So I can't wait to welcome you to our beautiful piece of paradise where it's always summer, and we can't wait to showcase our luxury included experience. And it's an experience that is going to be memorable that we are going to share with you. So we can't wait to see you.
And like I said, everybody, just give me a call at 916-594-9933. And so you can be down there and see everything they're talking about. You can eat in the restaurants, you can have the cocktails, you can do the swimming, or just lay on the beach. So just give me a call and let's get you down there and just to relax and have some fun. So once again, I want to thank everybody there at Sandals for helping out with this morning. You guys are always fantastic with helping me out with these webinars. So I just want to thank you once again. And Pernell, as usual, thank you, my friend.
Thank you, Fred. But before you leave, sir, I want to thank Matthew and Navi for really taking the time out of their busy schedule to join us this morning. We're heading to Barbados in a few minutes, and then I fly back to California on Saturday. So, Fred, we're giving you a booking challenge here now.
Okay.
Right, we've spent the last half an hour together. Matthew has a, we say? I'm thinking that 5 bookings for Fred is too small of a, but that's where we're going to start. We're going to give you a booking challenge to send 5 couples to Sandals Grand Antigua.
So you hear that, everybody? You got to help me out. Don't just leave me hanging. Help me out and help me get those 5 bookings. 916-594-9933. Let's get those 5 bookings so you can go down and tell Matthew, hey, he did it. And one last thing, Matthew, I don't know if Pernell told you or not, but I interviewed Kim with the tourist board about a week or so ago. So this is a great follow-up to the interview that I had with her about the island of Antigua as a whole.
Fred, no pressure. All you need to do is produce those 5 bookings, and then you can leave the rest up to us. And what we will do is ensure that they come down here, have nothing but a memorable and fantastic vacation. And we'll send everybody home with a smile on their face.
Their stomach's full. So
all right, you guys, I appreciate everyone. Thank you so much, Fred.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.